Delta Eta chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, seated at Savannah State University, does a lot not only in the community but also on the campus of Savannah State. On campus, we do our voter registration drives for men and women to get them registered to vote for the upcoming elections. We also do a Project Alpha, which is encouragement for the youth to get out and be aware of the sexually transmitted diseases and sex in general, what goes on in the community. We're also involved with the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Savannah. The chapter has a 90% participation rate with this program.
Being a member of a fraternity, not only Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, but any organization, should be a privilege, and those people who join these organizations should look at it as a privilege. Not only are you standing on the shoulders of those who came before you, but it's also an opportunity for you to make strides and legacies of your own. Therefore, we should think about the honor we have as a member of a Greek letter organization to move the organization forward, move the community forward, move our fellow African American people forward, and just be the individual that the founders of our organization stood for.
Well, being a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, I think it's a very difficult task. Usually before you become a member of Alpha or any sorority fraternity, you're usually members of other organizations. And you have to be active in those organizations, so once you join a fraternity or sorority, you're building on another task, so I think it's very difficult being an Alpha.
As far as the community service goes, as community service chairman, we try to bring more substance to the community service rather than doing free labor. When I speak about substance, I'm talking about the impact that we should have in one's life. Like a young man, I speak about my Talents to 10 program. We have 10 young men in the 4th grade, and we're trying to help them and guide them as they matriculate into young men, because they have hard lives right now, and some of them have fathers and things like that. We try to be that manly presence that they need, or positive presence as a black man that they need in the community, rather than seeing things on TV and whatnot. So community service is a broad subject, so sometimes it can be labor, but more times than others we try to do things with substance like that.
The Alphas and the Deltas are premier fraternity and sorority. I love the Deltas and Alphas, I really do, because they really taken charge around this thing called HIV/AIDS. That's significant to me. That's community service. That's leadership. That's what Dr. Martin Luther King, he just celebrated last month, right? That's what he would have promoted and talked about among all of our people, whether you're black or white, young or old, gay or straight. You can't label or box anybody. Worry about yourself. Look at the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. That's what it's about.
You see the numbers all the time, but a lot of times it don't hit home until you get a call from a friend. When I work in this area every day, so you see it every day, and it's still like, wow, do they know? HIV looks like me and it looks like you. These people don't scribble up and right away. It's real.
Say it again. I'm not the problem.
I'm not the problem.
I'm the solution.
I'm the solution.
By everyone sitting in here tonight, you have been the solution to the problem that is causing HIV and
This first off, point out the fact that in 2006, out of the newly infected HIV cases, and just to know that this number is just an estimate, it's often severely underestimated. So meaning that usually when you see a number for HIV or an STD, you can pretty much double that and still get and get a more accurate number. But this is the best science that we can do with the reporting that we get. Just as among African American men, the newly infected HIV cases. So out of 100,000 African American men in the United States, 115.7 were projected to have HIV.
Women, African American women, between the ages of 18 and 24, these are the most increasing numbers of HIV and AIDS causes. We as students not only need to listen and understand what is the problem, but we also need to go out and tell each other.
Let's first give it up to Matthew, the young lady giving Delta Eta in the house. Let's give it up to them.
I'm here with one of my frat brothers. Can you tell me about your event you had hosted today?
Yesterday I hosted the Red Tie Fair National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. It was an educational program to bring awareness to the black community about HIV/AIDS and the things that we need to do.
Alright, so how do you feel like your event went today?
I feel like the event went well because we had panelists, of course, and then we had a nice little turnout with the crowd. And now that they're educated amongst the school, they can go out to the community and educate them.
Planning parties on a fraternity side is kind of a little more in depth than people think. It first starts off with the idea. The brotherhood comes up with the idea, and then we decide on a location. And after that, we have a committee. The Far East committee then prepares a proposal to take to the company, which lays out when, where, how many people, the suggested or expected return revenue to the organization and for the company. After we've done that, we pay the people for that date. We get security, and we work on the contractual agreement with them for legal issues. Say if a fight happens or something breaks, and that so we won't be held accountable. So we do the legal documentation with our national headquarters in Washington, D.C. We filed that about 2 months before the event, and then if anything changes, we have to notify that national headquarters about that. So we work very closely with our legal counsel, let them know what's going to be going on at the party, the age of the people, if or not alcohol will be served, anything of that nature that would probably affect the fraternity if anything went wrong. So we notify them and make sure everything's in place, all our ducks on the road for the party. And then the day of the party, we promote. Remember, we promote for the party, print out flyers, Facebook pages, Twitter links, things of that nature. Go around late nights, door tagging, knocking on people's door, letting them know about the party, and just face-to-face communication with the people. After that, we get ready for the party. Day of the party, probably around about 5 o'clock, we'll meet up at the venue early, survey the venue, decide on where we want to have people placed at, on line patrol, hallway patrol, bathroom patrol, somebody to work, make sure the DJ has everything he needs, and then we open the doors for the party. Have someone outside collecting the money, making sure the line is moving smoothly, make sure everyone's having a good time, everyone knows how much the party cost, and when they get in and they enjoy themselves. And after the party concludes, we clean up, seal everything off with the dealer paying last. We have to pay with the owner of the venue, clean up the parking lot, the venue, make sure everything's clean, and then end on a positive note, and we leave and depart home. That's about it for our party.